Hey, what's going on YouTube family? This your man Pristine, back with another video. Welcome to the unboxing for the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. Let's dive right in. Now first off, I'm going to start off with the price. And I think we all are familiar with the price for the Note. The Note has always been the cream of the crop, the creme de la creme, you know, the top tier, you know, upper echelon type of device. And you know, for that you're gonna pay a premium price. So for the Note 10 Plus here, you're gonna pay $1,100. It is $1,099.99, not including tax. So plus tax, you are paying over $1,100. Now there is a smaller variant, which I found to be quite surprising, because I know that Samsung's mentality over the years has always been just, hey, the Note is the Note, and if you're not really a fan of the size, then hey, you know, go with other options, or just don't rock with Samsung at all. You know what I mean? So you know, the fact that they brought out two sizes of the Note, I kind of found surprising, because it's kind of weird to put Note and smaller in the same sentence. You know what I mean? Knowing that the Note is the originator of the big phone. I mean, when the first Note came out, you know, it got scandalized, maligned, raked over the coal. Everybody thought that it was going to be a huge failure, because at that time, the smaller micro, little mini, you know, those types of devices were what was in back then. And so when the Note came out, it was just mind-boggling, and people hated on it, and then it completely revolutionized the smartphone game. Now everywhere you look, big displays everywhere. I don't see too many people still rocking small phones, and when you do see those people, you're kind of looking at them like like, what's wrong with you, bruh? Or what's wrong with you, guh? You know what I'm saying? You need that upgrade. So yeah, I elected to go with the Note 10 Plus here, just to, you know, to carry on tradition with the big device, which the Note has always been. And here it is, man. $1,100 is the price tag for it. But if you want the smaller 6.3-inch Note 10, you're gonna pay a cool $950 for that, not including taxes. So probably with the taxes, you're still gonna pay over $1,000. Depending on where you live. All right, so I'll talk a little bit more about the differences a little later on in the video, but without further ado, let's get into the specifications. Again, just covered the most important spec, being the price. $1,100 for this bad boy, unless you take advantage of some really steep discounts that Samsung is offering on their website. So if you've got an older Samsung device, man, check the list as to which phones are compatible with the trade-in program, because you may be able to get as much as $600 off the Note 10 or the Note 10 Plus, and then you're just responsible for paying the difference. Now this is at Samsung's website. Again, I got this through T-Mobile. The good thing is, I guess, to kind of stop the bleeding a little bit of just paying a whopping $1,100 up front, is you can put these phones on installment plans, and I'm pretty sure that's how the majority of people are getting their hands on these phones. They're doing an upgrade, they're putting it on an installment plan. You know, hey, if you got it like that to just drop $1,100, hey, you know what I'm saying? You balling like that, all right? All right, now let's get into this. So we've got a 6.8-inch dynamic quad HD HDR plus AMOLED 1440 by 3040 pixel display. We've got a 19:9 aspect ratio. We've got 498 ppi for the pixel density, and we've got Corning Gorilla Glass 6 on the front and the back of the device. The internal specifications, the guts, the internals. We've got a Snapdragon 855 processor. We've got an octa-core CPU. We've got an Adreno 640. We've got 256 gigs of onboard storage that can be expanded up to 1 terabyte, which is, I mean, who needs 1,000 gigs, which is what a terabyte is? Who needs that? I've been alive 40 years, getting ready to turn 41 next month in September. I guarantee you, I can take all the data and the information from my life from the day that I was born until this current day, and that would come nowhere near 256 gigs, maybe 5 or 6, maybe 7 gigs. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so I know that people have been sweating the Note 10, the smaller one, just because of the fact that it doesn't have an SD card slot for memory expansion. You're getting 256 gigs of storage. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, y'all, quit nitpicking. But here on the Plus, you got an SD card to expand the storage up to a terabyte. Or if you just like to transfer data and information using an SD card, then you have that ability to do so on the Note 10 Plus. But you don't have the ability to do that on the Note 10. All right. Now, we've got 12 gigs of RAM. Lord have mercy. Do we really need that? Does even the most powerful power user need 12 gigs of RAM? You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is, man. All right. And then we've got Adreno 9 Pi running over One UI. All right. Now the cameras. We have a quad camera system only on the Note 10 Plus. Okay. Now on the Note 10, you got a tri-cam system. Okay. Now let me break it down real quick. On the rear of this device, you've got a 12 megapixel wide angle sensor. You've got a 12 megapixel telephoto sensor that gives us the 2x optical zoom. You've got a 16 megapixel ultra wide angle sensor. And you've got a time of flight 3D VGA camera. Okay, now that fourth time of flight 3D VGA camera is not going to be found on the Note 10. On the Note 10, you just got the triple camera system that I just named off. So if you want to take advantage of that time of flight 3D VGA camera, you're going to have to get the Plus here. Okay, and from what I understand, that helps out majorly when you're taking bokeh shots, you know, pictures with the blurred background and all that kind of stuff. Hey, I mean, that's not something that I absolutely need, but I mean, it is on the Note 10 Plus if that's something that you want to invest in. All right. Now on the front of the device, we have a 10 megapixel camera, and these are essentially the same cameras that we found on the S10 and the S10 Plus. They've just been upgraded slightly. Okay, but we've got a 10 megapixel selfie camera, and some of the features. We've got quad pixel PDAF, gyro electronic and optical image stabilization, quad video call, auto HDR, 4K recording at 30 frames per second, and that's with the front facing camera. With the rear camera, you got 4K recording at 30 or 60 frames per second. You've got LED flash, auto HDR, panorama, and just expect to get the full slew of camera features on this device. I mean, come on, you're paying $1,100 for this bad boy. Yeah, it's coming fully loaded with everything, all the bells and whistles. Okay, a lot of people feel as though the Note 10 Plus is the true successor to the Note 9. Some people have described the Note 10 to be a very similar experience to the Note 9, and so they're suggesting that if you have a Note 9, don't upgrade to the Note 10, because if you want a true successor to the Note 9, then the Note 10 Plus is the way to go. That's just what I'm hearing. All right, you do what you want. All right, now battery life. We've got a non-removable 4,300 milliamp hour battery. We've got 45 watt charging capability. Now in the box we come with the 25 watt charger, which supposedly charges very fast. And I saw a video on YouTube where this guy tested it against the OnePlus 7 Pro, and it actually beat out the OnePlus 7 Pro in charge speeds, which to me is ridiculous. And that's just with the 25 watt charger. I would have thought that would have been with the 45 watt charger, which is a separate accessory. So just know that inside of this box, you get a 25 watt wall adapter. But if you want faster charging, you can go and buy a separate 45 watt charger on Amazon, or maybe they sell it on Amazon's website or Samsung's website or whatever, you know, but it's out there if you want it. Okay. Now we have fast 15 watt wireless charging. We've got 3.1 Type-C, USB power delivery 3.0, and we have power bank reverse charging, which is, you set your little earbuds or your Galaxy Watch on the back of your device and you can charge it up. So we've got that whole reverse charging capability thing going on. Same thing we saw in the S10 and the S10 Plus, and on the S10e as well. I believe the S10e also had that feature. All right, now some additional features: Bluetooth 5.0, NFC, ultrasonic under the display fingerprint sensor. We've got an FM radio, Samsung DeX capability, 32-bit hi-fi, 384 kilohertz audio DAC, but it is in the Type-C port. It is no longer in the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. Why? Because Samsung decided to take away the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. Now, is that a big deal to me? Absolutely not. But a lot of you people out there that still like to plug in, I'm sure you guys are going to have some reservations about that. Hey, what I say, get over it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the headphone jack is a dated technology. I understand that it's still useful in some cases, but it's a thing of the past. And it's coming to a head. You know what I mean? There's only a small amount of companies out there that are still holding on to it. But I do believe that sooner than later, we're going to see a time where no smartphone is going to have a headphone jack. And it's all going to be Type-C or wireless. You know what I mean? So, man, guys, prepare yourself that still like to plug in for the adjustment, because it's coming. It's coming. I know you don't want to hear it, but that's the reality. 3.5 millimeter jacks are phasing out quickly. All right. Now, we've got Dolby Atmos dual stereo speakers, AKG tuned dual stereo speakers, might I add. And then we've also got always on display. All right. Now, the weight of this phone is 196 grams, which comes out to 1.91 ounces, and it's 7.9 millimeters in thickness. Okay, the colors you can get this in. This is the Aura Glow, which is that mirror finish that is really popular right now. But then you got Aura Black, Aura White, and I think there's like a Aura. It's like a salmon orange color. I think that's only with the 5G version though, because you can get the Note 10 Plus 5G as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and crack this BizOx, shall we? And in typical Samsung fashion, we've got the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus, little writing right there on the left side of the box. Here's our little serial number, IMI. T-Mobile restocking fees applies when returning this product. I know. I'm very familiar with the policy. And then on the bottom of the phone, of the box, we just have some information, blah, 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 whatever. All right, now let's get into this thing. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, there's our SIM pin. Oh, do we get a case? Man, because Samsung, they shot me with that A70 unboxing. What is this? Of course not. Of course no case. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're gonna put a case with the $400 or $350 or even as low as $280 mid-range device. Yeah, we're gonna put a case with that. But the people that wouldn't spend their hard-earned $1,100 on this phone, no, we ain't gonna get no case for them. They're gonna have to splurge that $30-40 or whatever they're paying for a case or screen protector or whatever. How classy of you, Samsung. How classy of you. Typical books and nonsense. File that to the side. All right. Boom. Okay. Here's our device right here. And there's that beautiful Aura Glow color. Man, that is absolutely gorgeous. Let's go ahead and get this plastic peeled off of here. Oh yeah. Look at that. Aura Glow is what it's called. As you can see, as the light reflects off of it, it changes a bunch of color. But when you're looking at it straight on, I mean, it just looks like a tan goldish color. But then it just, light just reflects off of it. So it's green, it's purple, it's pink, it's red, it's yellow, it's Yeah, it's every color. It's a rainbow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's what it is. So let's go ahead and okay. Oh, the power button and all the buttons are on the left side this time around. Okay, we'll go ahead and power that on, and as that's booting up, we'll go ahead and get into the rest of the in-box contents. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay, this was the SIM card and everything, which I don't need that. Okay, so here, ladies and gents, is our 25 watt wall adapter. And as you can see, it's Type-C right there. So we've got a Type-C to Type-C port. What do we got here? Oh, fancy how they got everything up in the box here. What is this? Oh, this is that little, Jeez, I can't even get my finger in there. What is this? Oh, okay, there we go. What in the... It's like a little clip or something? What is this? Oh, okay, yeah, it's one of those little clips. I never use that, but Samsung decided to put one in the box. Okay, we'll toss that. Okay, here is our Type-C cable for charging, and it's not USB-A to USB-C, it is it's Type-C to Type-C. All right, so cool. And then we've got some AKG tuned earbuds. Is that cable braided? No, it's not. Is it braided? Yeah, I think that is a braided cable. Okay, yeah, we got a braided cable going on, but again, we couldn't get the we couldn't get the wireless earbuds after paying $1,100. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we still get the braided cable, but whatever. Some people are going to be appreciative that these are in the box. And then on the bottom here, we do have some different size ear tips so that you can customize that ear tippage action for you to make sure that you get these bad boys snugger fit in your ear so that you can hear your content. All right, boom, toss those aside. Let's get back to the device. All right, so here we go. Now, first off, I'm a big fan of the boxiness. Okay, now it's a little bit of a different look with Samsung. I mean, now this is very Sony-ish. Like, you know, from afar, like if I didn't see the Note 10 ever in my life and I saw this phone just like this without seeing the screen, I'd be like, oh, that's an Xperia. You know what I'm saying? Because Sony, this looks just like a Sony footprint device. For the longest time, they were making their devices really boxy like that, and they were not deviating away from that for any stretch of the imagination for a long time. And so not until recently, until they started going with the whole 21:9 aspect ratio thing, and even then, those devices are still too kind of boxy. All right, but okay, so there, as you can see, there's our full screen display, 19:9 aspect ratio, very, very tiny bezels on the bottom along the sides. As you can see, the camera hole right there, and I'm a fan of the placement of the front facing camera. Again, not a lot of action happening up there with like notifications or little notification icons, the date, the time, the battery life, battery percentage, you know, your bars for your reception, all that stuff, you know, kind of hides over in the top corners. And so I'm a big fan of the placement of the front facing camera. I mean, it just looks slick. It's a different look, and I'm a fan of it. You know what I mean? Major fan of just these thin bezels and just how this thing looks. I mean, this is definitely one of the most gorgeous smartphones that's out right now. And then, of course, you just see how the screen just bleeds over into the sides, right? You see that? Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so facing the phone, that's what it is. To the right, clean, nothing but a little antenna line right there, if you can see that. Top of the device, We've got a little noise canceling microphone. We've got another little hole right there. And some people felt like, oh my God, we've got an IR blaster on the Note and the Note 10. Well, no, ladies and gentlemen, don't get your hopes up. That would have been dope if that was an IR blaster, but it is not. It is a speaker port. What you mean, Pristine? I'm so glad you people asked. It's a speaker port because if you look at the top of the phone, at the very top, if you can see in the glare, or maybe you can't see, but the ear receiver, which is like right here, it's like a thin little slit. I can't even see that, but it's there, ladies and gentlemen. But it is so thin, Samsung decided to put another little speaker port right there just for air and sound to go out, just because of the ear receiver right here at the top is so thin. And so that is just an extension of the ear receiver. And I'm not sure, I think that because we do have the dual stereo speakers, one coming out of the bottom and then the other one coming out of the top. And so I do believe that sound also comes out of that little speaker hole right there as well. We'll test that. All right. Now, got a little antenna line right there. And then here at the top of the device is where we put our SIM card and our SD card for memory expansion. Now to the left of the device, switched it up a little bit. We've got all of our buttons sitting on the left. And so we've got the volume rockers up and down. We've got the power button and also the sleep button. And the rest is clean. On the bottom, we've got another antenna line, noise canceling microphone, Type-C port for charging. And then here's that bottom firing speaker, another antenna line. And then here, ladies and gentlemen, is the S Pen. Okay. Beautiful blue color. Top. Nice and clicky. Okay. Go ahead and slap that back in there, and it makes a little vibration once you put it back in and let you know that you put it in properly. And then of course here's that beautiful Aura Glow color again. Samsung branding on the back. Here is our camera sensor, tri-cam sensor right there. Here is that 3D time of flight lens, and on top of that is the LED flash. Okay, now this phone is definitely a fingerprint magnet, and so if you don't want to smudge it up in all of its glory, you definitely want to get a case. Now I'm putting a case on this for sure, but it's going to be a clear case because I don't want to hide this phone's true beauty, because this phone is definitely a head turner. I know that some people have been tricking their phone out with the D brand skins. Those look pretty dope too. I don't know, I might get a skin, but I mean, I'm more of a case guy, you know what I mean? They provide me with all the grip and support and things that I need. So we'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'll surprise you guys and I'll, come back in future videos and I have a D brand slapped on there. But I doubt it because this color is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's a head turner. All right. Now, again, so here we go. I'm just going to stop the video right here and I'm going to go through the setup. Okay. And it's nothing out of the ordinary. Same old setup that we saw on the S10e, on the S10 Plus, on the Galaxy A70. So I'm gonna get the phone set up, get to the home screen, desktop, and I'll be right back with you. All right, so you already know, hold it down. All right, y'all, we back in. So here is the desktop for the Samsung Galaxy Note 10. Now the setup was relatively smooth. Little bit of a hiccup with the fingerprint. I mean, setting up that fingerprint it's kind of tricky. You really kind of have to, you place your thumb on it, but it wants you to kind of press down on it. But I'm like being really careful because it kept asking me to press harder, but I'm like, I don't want to damage the screen. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so, it took a little bit longer than I expected to set up the fingerprint, but nonetheless, I got it set up and it works, which I'll test out here in a little bit. So, again, here is the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 in all of its glory. Again, Snapdragon 855 processor, 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of onboard storage that can be expanded up to 1 terabyte. Okay, and so if we scroll down, again, we've got Android 9 Pie running over One UI. Now, I did already enable the dark mode because I'm just a big fan of that. And that's just as simple as just a click right here. Okay, and it turns everything back light. Okay, but I like the fact that once you hit dark mode, it turns everything dark. Now, really quickly, so because of the fact that we we don't have a, well, this, so the home button right here is, it's a dedicated Bixby button, but you can remap it to be a power button, or you can remap it to do other things. But then Samsung here under the settings, when you swipe down from the top and swipe down to get to your quick toggles, you've got search. And then if you hit that key right there, then this is where it would take you to either power your device off, restart it, or emergency mode, or what have you. Okay. And then of course we got the settings menu, and then the status bar settings, which you can change your button order, the button grid, hide media and devices, or toggle the status bar, which I've already got 3 lines right here because I've gotten so used to that on my S10 Plus and my Galaxy A70. You know what I mean? So it's just easier for me to navigate the phone like that because that's what I'm used to. But you can also, or you can change the button orientation as well. So say if you've got back, home, and recents, then that's the order in which these buttons are in, and you can change that, and I'll show you where to do that under the display settings as well. Okay, so if we pop in the settings real quick, and let's go down to device care and pop into storage. Okay, it's calculating the storage. Okay, so you can see off top that just with the preloaded apps that are on here, that took up 33.9 gigabytes, which it doesn't seem like there's a lot of apps on here, right? But that's a lot. And so the available storage that I've got is 222.1 gigabytes. That's still a lot of gigs, but I never would have thought that the pre-installed applications would take 33 gigs because this looks kind of bare. Now look, so this is what it is right here. We've got Samsung Store, Play Store, the Google Suite, Microsoft Suite, and then of course, since I got it from T-Mobile, T-Mobile has some of their apps on it. So you got T-Mobile, T-Mobile Name ID, Visual Voicemail, and Calendar. And that's it as far as the home screen. We got, Google Chrome, camera, text messaging, and the dialer. But then if you swipe up to the app drawer, you've got Google, Microsoft, Samsung, T-Mobile, calculator, calendar, camera, clock, contacts, Galaxy Store, Galaxy Wearables, gallery, Google Pay, internet, messages, phone, Play Music, Play Store, and then you've got Samsung global goals, which they talked about that in the keynote presentation. But then you got Samsung Notes, Samsung Pay, settings, Spotify, and McAfee security. Okay, so I mean, not a lot. Seemingly, it just doesn't seem like it would take 33 gigs, but in fact it is. But the good thing is any of these applications that come preloaded, if you're not going to use them, you can delete them to free up that additional space if you want to take advantage of that space with your own applications. Or if you just want to just not have the stuff there that you don't use, then just, uninstall it and just have that space available for you to use it however you want to. Now, really quickly, I forgot to mention, while I was doing the unboxing, they had this little tool tucked away, and this is a USB Type A to USB-C information transfer little device to make it easier for you to plug in through USB your old device into your new device, and you can transfer data and your apps and text messages and all that stuff. I believe using Samsung Smart Switch. Okay, and so you can either do that wirelessly, or you can use this little tool right here to plug in and transfer your data and everything over from your old phone to your new Note 10 here. So I just wanted to point that out. This was in the box. They had everything so tucked away and nice and neat in there. I missed it. I went over it. But this also comes included within the box. Now, so let's see. So I'm going to, lock the device. Okay, and I'm going to double tap. And as you can see, we got the always on display now. Fingerprint test. Okay, so I mean, to me, that's very reminiscent of what it is on the A70, what it is on the S10 Plus. I was going to say the S10e. The S10e actually has the side-mounted fingerprint sensor that is blazing fast. That'd be nice if this fingerprint sensor was that fast, but that's not the reality. But nonetheless, I mean, it's not a big deal. It works. I do like the fact that you have that double tap feature to turn on the screen, and so you just double tap. Okay, and then you can see the little fingerprint icon right there. Now, the other good thing about the phone being in dark mode as well is, even though that's very faint and you can hardly see that, the fact that it's black See, when the screen is on, when you have dark mode turned off, that little fingerprint indicator is white. And with this particular wallpaper, it just blends right into the background of the wallpaper. You can't even see it. So, you know, because of how light the wallpaper is, it kind of obscures the vision of the fingerprint icon. And you may have a issue with thumb placement, because it's not like one of those fingerprint sensors where you can just place your thumb anywhere. Like some phones, you can say you can place your thumb anywhere below that part of the phone and it'll unlock the phone. Well, that's not the situation with the Note 10 here. You have to press right there where the fingerprint is. You get a little bit of an animation right there, and then it opens up the phone. Now, what we'll also do is we'll test the facial recognition. Okay, and you see that's lightning quick. Okay, so we'll try that again so you guys can see that. Double tap, boom. As soon as it recognizes my face, it just pops right into that. Okay, so you know, the fingerprint sensor and the facial recognition, it definitely works. Now we will pop back into, and again, when you swipe down twice, or swipe down once rather, that's going to take you to any notifications that you have. Typical Android 9 Pie stuff. Swipe down again. This is going to access all your quick toggles. You know, Samsung, they bless you with a plethora of quick toggles. I mean, so you've got Wi-Fi calling, sound, Bluetooth, auto rotate, airplane mode, flashlight, power mode, wireless power share, mobile hotspot, link to Windows, QR scanner, okay, blue light filter, location, smart view, do not disturb, secure folder, NFC, which we do have NFC, always on display is enabled as you saw when the phone was locked. We've got screen recorder, phone visibility, sync, edge lighting. Ooh, I like edge lighting. I'm gonna turn that on. Here's our Dolby Atmos. So we do have Dolby Atmos. Okay, then here's our S Pen Air actions, kids mode, night mode, Bixby routines, and navigation bar. Okay, so you got a lot of stuff to toggle here in the quick toggle settings. Now we'll pop it down into settings. All right, and again, I'm a huge fan of One UI. I like the fact that in dark mode it darkens everything, including the settings menu. I'm a big fan of that, but I just like the layout. Okay, I like how they got like everything in these, you know, these little grids that are separated. I wish that it would have kind of like LG Skin, how they can give you like a tab view where it just has each category in its own little section, as opposed to everything all bunched together like this. But again, I mean, I actually like this better than I do stock Android. Some of you guys may call me crazy for that, and I know that there's a lot of stock Android enthusiasts that are out there, but this is different. You know what I mean? I like the look and the feel of this. And, you know, Samsung, they've come a long way with their UI. I mean, you know, it didn't used to be this good, but since they implemented One UI, I've really become a fan of that skin and the way that it looks and just the way that it functions. Okay, so we've got connections, and under connections, this is where you got your Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, phone visibility, NFC, and payment, all that stuff. You set up Samsung Pay or Android Pay, whichever one you want to go with. All right, sound and vibration. Now, sound mode, again, I'm a big fan of the sound mode on the Samsung devices, because one of the main reasons, when you go into volume, you can toggle everything. You can toggle the ringtone, the media, the notifications, and the system. Most phones do not give you the ability to toggle both the ringtone and the notification volumes differently. So it's like, say like if you, however loud or low you set your ringtone, that's also going to be what your notification is going to sound like. And so I like the fact that if you want, you know, and all these things, they sound differently. Like your ringtone may be extremely loud, but your notification tone may be a lot more monotoned. But you want your ringtone down because of the quality of it, how loud it is, so you can turn that down, but then you can also turn the notifications up so you don't miss your notifications when you do get them. Like, I'm a big fan of that, okay? I'm a huge fan of that. And so I just like the media setup here on the Samsung devices, and One UI in particular, okay? But you got a lot of things to choose from. Sound mode, vibrate while ringing. I don't have a case on it. My case hasn't come from Amazon yet, so I've actually had phones vibrate on countertops and fall off the countertop because of the vibration when it was ringing or an alarm was going off, and my phone would break. Like, I don't drop my phones, but it's happened. So until I get a case on this bad boy, I'm not going to turn on vibrate while ringing. But yeah, you know, just typical stuff, you know, ringtone, vibration pattern, notification sounds, volume, vibration intensity, use volume key for media, system sounds and vibration. And so this is where you can toggle whether or not you want system sounds or vibration for, you know, touch sound or screen lock sound, charging sound, dialing keypad tones, keyboard sound, keyboard vibration, touch vibration, and you can, you know, kind of toggle the sensitivity on how hard or soft you want the phone to vibrate when you're doing certain things. Okay, I like that. You know, I like that's different things to play with to really customize, you know, your phone the way you want it customized. Also, I got to speak about the haptic engine in this phone as well. It feels very, very good. It doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel like a cheap little motor that just gives you like this clunky kind of low quality vibration. It's a really strong vibration. And I like the fact that you are able to toggle, you know, how much you want the phone to vibrate versus how little you want the phone to vibrate, or you can just turn the vibrations off completely. Okay, so you do have those abilities here on the Note 10 Plus. Now, if we go down to display, okay, of course we've got the brightness, adaptive brightness, blue light filter. You know, that's going to help with reading in low light situations, like when it's close to bedtime, help you settle in a little bit. Night mode, screen mode. Now, screen mode gives us the ability to toggle the screen mode, and so I like my colors to pop, right? And so you've got natural, which gives you a more natural feel, or vivid. Okay, and you notice when you hit vivid, you can toggle how cool or how warm you want the phone to be. And then if you hit advanced settings, this is going to give you the ability to toggle the RGB, so you can customize, you know what I mean, how warm or cool you want the color temperature to actually be to your own liking, rather than just the presets that are on the phone. So I like the fact that you do have the ability to toggle the RGB and kind of set that up how you want it. Me, I'm totally fine with vivid. It makes the colors pop. It oversaturates the colors a little bit, but I'm a fan of that. You know, I like for my colors to be bright, vibrant, and punchy. You know what I mean? And so, you know, you do have that option as well. And then, of course, you got font size and style, screen zoom. Now, screen resolution. Now, by default, the phone is on Full HD 1080 by 22, what is that? 2280 by 1080 pixel screen resolution. Okay? Now you can scale it up to that W Quad HD Plus, okay, which is going to be a little bit more of a battery drainer. You know what I mean? But I know a lot of people out there that really want that 4K display. You know, so they turn it on WQHD Plus, rock it on max volume or max brightness. You know what I'm saying? Just letting it be known that, man, you know, yeah, I'm rocking this Note, and you're gonna see this joint. This phone gets very bright, by the way, might I add. Brightness just made me think about that. I'm not exactly sure what the amount of nittage, you know what I'm saying? What the top amount of nittage is. I know nittage ain't a word, but it is now. I just, you know, created that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not exactly sure what it tops out as far as nits, but this phone gets real bright with the nittage. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't gonna have no problems seeing this screen. You shouldn't. All right. You know, if you're having a problem seeing the screen, you may want to schedule an appointment with your eye doctor. You know what I'm talking about? Now, let's go back out of that. Okay, full screen apps, screen timeout, home screen. Okay, so this is the options that you would have, like if you long press or if you pinch on your desktop on the home screen. These are the settings that you get. You get home screen layout, home screen grid, app screen grid, apps button, app icon badges, lock home screen layout, add apps to home screen, swipe down for notification panel. Wait, what? Oh, okay. So, okay, this is a big phone, 6.8 inches. I got small hands. You see how much more phone is up here while where I'm holding it? Well, when you turn that on, that gives you the ability to just swipe down from anywhere. So I don't necessarily have to swipe down from the top to access my notifications or my quick toggles. All right, you got rotate, landscape mode, and hide apps, and then about home screen. So if I want to swipe down right here, that's going to bring down my quick toggles. You see what I'm saying? Anywhere. You swipe down from anywhere on the screen and it's going to bring down your quick toggle. So for most people, unless you got really, really large hands, this phone is going to be a two-handed operation. And so for somebody like me that has really tiny hands, I mean, look at my hands. in this phone. This phone is bigger than my hands, yo. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you know, but I'm just used to wielding big devices like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really a big deal to me, but it is nice to have the ability to just swipe down from anywhere as opposed to having to reach all the way up to the top and swipe down. I know that takes a second to do, but again, the more you got to play with to make the user experience suitable for you, the better. All right. Now, let's pop back into the settings. Okay, so that's the display settings. Okay, we got wallpapers and theme, lock screen, biometrics and security. Okay, so face recognition, fingerprints, biometric preferences, you can change that. Let's see here, accounts and setup, or accounts and backup, Google. Now, if we pop in advanced features real quick, here is the S Pen. Okay, this is where you've got all your S Pen settings that you can toggle and change. All right, Bixby routines, turn that on because I like that. Side key. Now this is where you can customize the side key. Okay, so you can double press it to quick launch the camera, open Bixby, or open an app. And here you can, if you hit open an app, you can choose which app you want it to open. All right. Now, if you press and hold, power off in menu, which is what it is by default, which is what it normally is, or wake Bixby. Now, see, personally, I don't see a reason to toggle that off of power off in menu, because if you just swipe to the right, you got Bixby right here. You know what I mean? Now, I understand, you know, Bixby is Samsung's, you know, Google and Google Now, even, I mean, figuratively speaking. I mean, I know you got the Google suite on the device, you know what I mean? But rather than calling on the Google Assistant, Samsung, they want you to rock with Bixby. You know what I'm saying? So you can set your voice up. You can say things like, hey, Bixby. You know what I'm saying? Just like you would say, hey, Google. You know what I'm saying? So, and you see, when I said, hey, Bixby, or well, no, that was Google, it took me to the assistant. But you can change that to be Bixby. And so I guess, you know, you can map the button to where if you want to double press it or long press it, or you can set it up with your voice just to say, hey, Bixby. Or for me, I mean, I use Google, or I'll just swipe hard to the right to access Bixby. Now, I wish that I can change this to the Google Now feed, but I mean, you know, Bixby's cool. Bixby's not as bad as people make it out to be. You know what I mean? It's like once you start using Bixby and you kind of set it up and you get a feel for it, it's not that bad. It's actually really useful. You know what I mean? But you just got to give it a shot. You know, you can't be one track minded. You know, try it and, you know, you may find yourself liking it. But I know a lot of people, they slam Bixby, you know. So, you know, it's just another something, you know, something different that it gives us to kind of mess around with it. We know that, you know, Samsung, they want to have like their own ecosystem, you know, just kind of what we see on Apple, on iPhones. You know, they got Siri and, you know, their own little, you know, cohesive little way of doing things. You know, I understand, you know, this is Samsung's stab at that. Okay. But, you know, Bixby, in my personal opinion, it's not that bad. All right. It's not that bad. Okay, but this is where you can toggle that side key if you so want to do so. All right, now other advanced features: call and text on other devices, link to Windows, pop-up view, screenshots and screen recorder, direct share, reduce animation, motion and gestures, game launcher, dual messenger, video enhancer, send SOS message. Now let's go to motion and gestures. All right, now for the motion and gestures, I've got all of these things turned on because these are all things that I like. So lift to wake. So if your phone is sitting on a flat surface, you lift it up, it's gonna wake up. Double tap to wake. That's when you double tap the screen when the phone is asleep and it's gonna wake up the device. Okay, smart stay. I got that turned on because what that is the phone is never gonna go to sleep as long as you're looking at it. It shouldn't. Okay, but if you turn away and you're not paying attention and you've got the phone open, and however you got it set for it to go to sleep, whether it be like a minute or 30 seconds or whatever, then the phone's gonna go to sleep. But as long as you're looking at the device and smart stay is on, and this is, you know, it gives you like little tutorials, like how far away your face needs to be, just to kind of give you there's a visual tutorial right there, and then, you know, there's some literature underneath that for you to read it. But yeah, so as long as the phone is in front of your face at a certain proximity, then it's not gonna go to sleep. Okay, smart alert. Now, what is smart alert? All right, so your phone will vibrate when you pick it up after missing calls or receiving messages. I mean, so that's an indication. Let's say if your phone is sat down, you missed a notification or something like that, or a phone call. When you pick it up, it's going to vibrate, and that's going to be your indication that, hey, you've got a voicemail, or you've got a text message, or you've got a ping from Twitter, or you got somebody hit you on Instagram, somebody hit you in your DMs or whatever, Facebook, whatever, right? So that's cool. Okay, so I got that enabled. Okay, easy mute. That is mute incoming calls and alarms by putting your hand over the screen or turning your phone face down. You know what I'm saying? That's that creep life feature. You know what I'm saying? Put your hand over your device or just turn it face down. Man, all my scumbags out there. You know what I'm saying? All my cats out there living that double life, man. Getting your Ron Isley on. Living that double life. Yeah, living that double life, baby. You know what I'm saying? You got some features with the Note 10. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. All right, man. Let me quit clowning with y'all, man. But, yeah. Those y'all young bucks, man, Google Ron Isley. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know, because I know that this, we in a different era. You know what I'm saying? I'm born in '78. You know what I'm saying? I'm old school. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all might not know who Ron Isley is, man. Isley Brothers, man. Y'all better get hip. You know what I'm talking about? Because that's probably how y'all got here. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. All right. Now, one-handed mode. Okay, so I'll enable that. And let's see. Swipe up diagonally from either bottom corner of the screen to reduce the display size. So, cool thing is, you can have it just be a gesture, which it's showing you the gesture right there, or you can have it be a button. You know what I mean? And you can just hit a button and the screen will automatically go to one-handed mode. Okay, so let me see. Let me try this. Boom. There it is. Okay, so if you want it to be on the right hand, you just swipe up with your right thumb. Or if you want it to be on the left side, you swipe up with your left thumb. And there's some little arrows and things where you can kind of toggle the screen size, you know what I mean? Or just bring it back to the regular 6.8-inch display. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Okay, we got palm swipe to capture. So if you want to capture a screenshot, well, I didn't mean to hit the button, but you just wave your palm over the device and it's going to take a screen. Oh, pardon me. It's going to take a screenshot. And then you got swipe to call or send text messages. And this is like if you're on your say like in your call list, in your call log, numbers that you've dialed, whether it be people that you called or incoming calls. If you want to quickly send them a text or just call them, to text them you swipe to the right, or to call them swipe to the left. You don't have to bring up the dialer, you know what I mean, and hit it. I mean, it's just as simple as just tapping on the contact. But it's just a quicker way, I guess, Samsung feels, that you can, place calls or text messages. All right. Now, let's see. So, okay. So that is pretty much everything that there is under the advanced features. And then again, we got digital well-being, which this is a very useful tool. This is going to help you manage your battery life and be able to give you a play-by-play, a very itemized description of what you're doing with your device. So if you just want to be in the know on how long you're doing what, you can check with digital well-being, you know what I mean? Or if you're trying to cut back using certain services for so long, then you can use digital well-being as a tool to kind of help you gradually scale back from spending so much time on social media or Netflix or whatever, you know what I mean? But like, I just like it tallies up everything. Like, let's see, I've had 7 unlocks and I've got 68 notifications, and the phone has been on for approximately 29 minutes since I've taken it out of the box. All right. So, that, it gives you a breakdown, and then you got dashboard, wind down, and then you've got notifications. All right. So let's see here. So we'll go back, and then we've got device care, which is where we have the battery, storage, and memory, apps, general management, accessibility, software update, tips and help, and about device, which again, Note 10 Plus, serial number, all that stuff, software information, okay, One UI, Android 9 Pie, if you guys can see that. All right, there it is. The purple and green pie. All right. And got Knox version. Now, when I took this phone out of the box, I did have an update that hit the device, which was cool. And so we are now running on the latest software security patches, which was August 1st. So yeah, fresh out of the box, you get a software update to bring you up to speed with everything. And yeah, man, you know, you're ready to rock and roll. Now, let's pop into some applications real quick, because again, 855 processor Snapdragon, 12 gigs of RAM. Now, I know my man Marquez Brownlee was kind of, you know, I don't want to say making a big deal, but he mentioned the fact that it would have been nice, you know, for this phone to have had the 90 hertz display, you know, especially after, you know, having the OnePlus 7 Pro. I mean, that really is a nice feature, but I mean, this thing moves, it moves very, very fast. I mean, it's not that 90 hertz display smoothness, but I mean, it's not like, you know, it's just your typical 60 hertz, you know, but again, it's a lot smoother than a lot of other devices out there that run that have 60 hertz refresh rates. And you know, it's not a big deal. All right, so you just saw me pop into Google, pop into Gmail real quick. Just open that real quick. I'm just opening up some applications real quick just to give you guys a quick feel of how fast this thing is. You see how quickly it opened up. The maps right there, YouTube. Now, I don't have my SIM card in, I'm connected to my Wi-Fi, so please be mindful of the fact that data speeds are going to be different once your SIM card is in versus what you're seeing on, you know, my Wi-Fi connection. It may be faster, maybe a little bit slower. Speaking of Marquez Brownlee, here he is right here. What's he talking about? Samsung Galaxy Note 10, but why though? Oh, okay, oh, so this is his video for the Note 10. I'm gonna have to check that out. He did say that deserved its own video, and there it is. So I got you, young bruh. All right, now Google Drive. Okay, boom, pops right in the Drive. Play music. All right, pops right into play music. Play movies. You know, these are big files. Things need to load up real quick. Okay, there's that. Duo. Photos, which I haven't gone in any of these applications yet, so none of that stuff's going to be there, but you see it goes into it very quickly. And then here is GPay. Okay, but I'm pretty sure most people will probably be using Samsung Pay since it is a Samsung device. Now, if we swipe up for the recents, and let's pop back into Gmail. Okay, let's pop back into YouTube. Okay, let's pop back into Maps. Boom, no reloading. Okay, you guys get the point? Yeah, you guys got the point. All right, now let's pop into the camera app real quick. All right, so we've got photo, video, live focus video, which is dope, super slow-mo, slow motion, and hyperlapse. Okay, and then we've got, all right, y'all, my bad for that. My battery died on my camera, man, so I had to get that situated. Now, I believe I left off, we were talking about the camera. So I will pop into the camera app yet again, and we'll browse through all the different modes that we've got, okay? Now, we've got photo, and as you can see, we've got that wide angle and that 2x optical zoom, that telephoto lens angle, and I'll toggle those in a minute so you guys can see, you know, how wide the wide angle field of view is. But we've got photo mode, video, live focus video, and you can see the little toggles and things to kind of toggle the lighting. We've got super slow-mo, slow motion, hyperlapse, and then you got edit right there if you want to edit these toggles. Okay, so we'll go back to photo, and then we've got live focus, which you can see we've got these different little filters and things, and we have the ability to control the color point, the zoom, spin, big circle, or blur. I mean, so these are just different effects that you can use when it's in live focus to get that blurred background. This is like their bokeh effect mode. We've got Pro mode. I mean, those of you that just want complete manual control over the camera, we've got Pro mode in order for you to take advantage of that. If you want to change your white balance, your ISO, your shutter speeds, all those kind of things, this is where you do that stuff. Okay, we've got panorama, night vision, food, and Instagram. Okay, so those are the different modes that are there on the camera. Now again, really quickly, just I will demonstrate. Now here is that telephoto lens. You see how that zooms in 2 times optically. Okay, we'll go back to the standard wide angle camera, which is the primary, and then check this out. Okay, so you see a little bit of my keyboard, and you see just the bottom portion or a little bit of my computer screen back here. Now check this out. I think that's like 120 or 125 wide angle field of view right there. So you go from boom, only seeing a portion of the computer, now you see the whole thing. Okay, so you're gonna be able to get a lot of stuff in this wide angle shot. All right, so just wanted to demonstrate that for you guys really quickly. Now the settings, we've got scene optimizer. Okay, and I'll just go ahead and set the phone down. Arms are getting tired holding it up. All right, we've got scene optimizer, shot suggestions, scan QR code, motion photos, hold shutter button to perform different actions, and either that could be take a picture, take a burst shot, or create a GIF. So right now it's on take a burst shot, so I'll just leave that on. That's what it's on by default. Save options. Okay, rear video size. All right, so here is the different video sizes for the rear camera. And you got 16:9, full, or 1.1, and if you tap on resolution, then here are the different resolutions. Okay, so make sure you guys see that. All right, those are the different resolutions for the video. By default, it's on Full HD 1920 by 1080. All right, 16:9. Now, front video size, same thing. By default, it's on 16:9, and we can switch it to full or 1:1, but then we check on resolution. There's your confirmation that we can record in 4K with the front facing camera. So by default, it's on Full HD 1920 by 1080. You can scale it down to 1280 by 720, or you can scale it up to 3840 by 2160. All right. So there's your confirmation again, ladies and gentlemen, that we've got full 4K recording at 30 frames per second on the front camera. And by default, it's on Full HD 1920 by 1080. I'm just going to leave that put for now. Okay, and then we've got advanced recording options, video stabilization, HDR rich tones, which can be toggled, tracking autofocus, picture as previewed, grid lines. Okay, I like the grid lines, and so I'm going to turn that on. Location tags, camera modes, shooting methods, shutter sound, reset settings, and about camera. Okay, so those are all of the settings right there. We have our flash right there, which is on auto or off. Here is our timer setting. Here is just a little quick toggle where we can change the view. So again, it's in 16:9. You know what I mean? But you can change it to full screen or 3:4 by just hitting that little icon right there. And then this little button right here gives us the ability to kind of change the different lighting effects. So, after you take photos, you can do cool little things to kind of switch the photo up a little bit and make it look, unique to however you want to set it up to look. And then, of course, we've got at the top right, we've got AR emoji. And then at the top left, we've got Bixby Vision. Now, I've already taken a couple of photos with this phone. This was a selfie that I took yesterday. Gorgeous looking selfie. I mean, everything is spot on as far as the color accuracy, the color reproduction, the sharpness, attention to detail. Yeah, I mean, I understand, these are the same cameras that are on the S10 and the S10 Plus, but they've been enhanced very slightly. Okay, now this is a photo that I took with the rear camera of some little Paw Patrol animals, which is my daughter's, one of my daughter's favorite cartoons right now. They love Paw Patrol, and they've got several of these cute little animals in their room and around the house. And they're cute and colorful. So I set them up and took a picture of them. Beautiful, beautiful color accuracy and color reproduction going on here. Everything is spot on. The wood on my little TV stand right there, I mean, it's not overexposed. It doesn't look too light. It doesn't look darker than what it actually is. The color is spot on. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this camera is impressive. And so definitely stay tuned for the camera review that's going to be titled a Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus / the camera. I just keep it nice and simple, and then that'll be followed by the full pristine review. Okay, but the cameras on this phone are very, very, very good in my personal opinion. So definitely stay tuned and look forward to that camera review video that's going to be coming very soon. Now, really quickly before I close out the video, I want to talk a little bit about the S Pen, because the S Pen has been enhanced. And just like we saw on the Note 9, where Samsung gave us the ability to be able to use the S Pen as a Bluetooth device to control audio and, to take photos, take selfies by pushing the button on the S Pen, they've taken it up a notch by adding air actions. And what this is this gives you the ability to be able to navigate and control the device in certain ways by just moving the S Pen. And so right now what it's doing is it's giving me a little bit of a tutorial on how to do this. And it says open apps, take pictures, control music, and more without touching your screen. To use an air action, just press the pen button or hold it down, make a gesture, then release the button. Okay, so let's see. So I'm just going to, here's the pen here. All right, and I'm going to just push and hold the button, and okay, nothing happened. I swear I'm doing that. Okay. Oh, I gotta hit try it out first. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay. So it said great job, and so it's like if you do it correctly, then it's gonna give you a little positive reinforcement there. Great job. Now hold down the pen button, draw a clockwise circle in the air, and release the pen button. Okay. Whoa. Well, okay. So you get the gist. There's different little air gestures that you can do to not have to touch the screen. Now, of course, when you pull the S Pen out of the device, of course, you've got your air commands right here, and you've got, create note, view all notes, smart select, screen write, live message, and AR doodle. Okay. And then also, since the phone charges the S Pen, when you remove the S Pen, right here at the top right corner of the device, it's going to tell you what the S Pen's battery life is, which, since I haven't used it, it's at 100%. That's pretty dope. You know what I mean? So that's going to give you a quick idea of, the amount of time that you'll be able to use your pen, and you'll be able to manage it. And, when you want to top it back up, then you just simply slide it back in the phone, and the device charges the pen while the pen is inside of the phone. All right. Now, one of my favorite features with the S Pen is the screen write feature. Okay, and what that is just when you have the device locked and you pop that pen out, then it's going to give you the ability to write on the screen. Okay, keep it pristine. Yes, I'm a lefty. Lefties are the greatest. If you didn't know, now you know. You know what I mean? But this is a very, very, very useful tool. I'll be 41 next month. I've gotten to that point to where I've got so much stuff going on, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes I just need to slow down and write things down in order to remember things. And, I've got OCD big time. I don't really do well with I'm all paperless everything. And so, I'm either trying to just memorize things or just, put them down in my little note apps that I have on my phone. Well, this is a very useful tool in situations like that if you just need to take a quick note, write something down really quickly. But then the other cool thing that Samsung added to this feature is now when you write something, you can basically have it translated in the form of a text message and you can send it, which is dope. You know what I mean? So, you know, the S Pen, you know, I know a lot of people say that they don't really use it. You know, I mean, this right here, the screen write is the main feature that I normally use with the S Pen. You know, I don't really get into all the other gimmicky things, you know, but, you know, the screen write and, you know, being able to take a selfie, you know, with the pen, those are things that I use quite often. You know, the air gestures and everything. I mean, yeah, I'll play with it because I want to learn it, see how good it works, and see if it's actually something that I would use. Probably not much, but, you know, I just at least want to get it down to try it out, to try to get a hang of it, because you never know. I may try it out and like it and be using it all the time. You know what I mean? And so, you know, those features are there now. And so why not, you know, learn them and, you know, try to really take advantage of, you know, these new functions and capabilities. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is, let's see, and then yeah, I can just go ahead and save that. Okay, and that was just a little indicator that that quick memo had been saved. And then, of course, when you put the pen back in the device, you get a little bit of haptic feedback letting you know that you're entering it in properly. And I like the fact that you don't have to put it in a certain way. You can put it in either way. I mean, you can't put it in backwards, but, you know, the old notes, I mean, you had to slide it in a certain way, and if you didn't, then it wouldn't go in. And, you know, if we've had people having incidents where they were trying to jam the pen in the slot and they were putting it in the wrong way and ended up damaging the internals of the phone or their S Pen, you can just slide it in either way as long as the tip is going in first, and you should be good to go. Now, here is our always on display, and you can see it's displaying the time, you know, the day, the date, our battery percentage, and then we've got some notifications. I've got a text message. That's my Samsung health notification. There's my little note just for that keep it pristine screen right that I just saved. That's what that little red icon is right there, and +5, which means I've got 5 more little icons right there. So again, this always on display is a very, very useful tool. You know, it's kind of hard, you know, to have a device not have always on display when you've had devices that have had it. And I feel the same thing about wireless charging as well, you know what I mean? And so, you know, I'm happy about the fact that I got, you know, back with another phone that has that wireless charge capability, because that's just my main form of charging phones if I don't have to plug it in. You know what I mean? But I am definitely curious about that 45-watt charger, you know, to see if the hype is real about how fast this thing actually charges this phone. But who knows? I'm not sure if I'm going to pick that up, because, you know, this 25-watt charger that came in the box is pretty good. And they're saying that it charges the phone faster than the warp charge on the OnePlus 7 Pro. So, I mean, that's hard to top. You know what I mean? So it sounds like this thing charges quick enough to where I don't even need to invest in that 45-watt charger, but I just may do it just for the hell of it. We'll see. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for the unboxing and the first initial thoughts and impressions for the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to expose yourself to tons of more videos that I've done like this one, and to expose yourself to a vast array of videos that I've done. Keep it locked here at Pristine Mobile Tech. I've got so much more content to come. Make sure you hit that notifications bell so that every time videos go live, you'll get notified and you can be one of the first to check out the video. And get down in the comments section, which is where I'll be chilling at. Let me know what you think about what you saw. Hit me with any questions, any comments, any feedback, and that's where I'll be responding to your questions, comments, or feedback. All right, again, much love to all of my subscribers. Thank you guys for tuning in. I know this video was long. You know how I do, man. I like to cover just about everything possible to make sure that you guys are fully educated on these devices, just in case you are thinking about possibly going out and grabbing yourself an S10 Plus. You know what I mean? I want to make sure that you know exactly what you're getting into if you decide to go and spend your coin on this product. All right, so until the next video, y'all already know, man. Please keep it safe, get spiritually fit, and keep it pristine in every aspect of your lives. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.